Today the plan is to do the 6th gym. Why is my controller not working? There we go. And so, team is looking strong. I think I am going to sub out Lucario for... I kind of want to sub him out for Weavile. Probably. I feel like they fill similar roles, and... I don't know, Lucario... I mean, Weavile is just faster, and so it can at the very least switch out. Well, not switch out, but it can outspeed stuff to kill it, as opposed to being, like, relatively slow, comparatively. And it's not bulky enough to warrant that slow speed, it's just like... Yeah, Lucario is a weird mon. I'm not surprised that it kind of fell off and needed a Mega to be viable, but its Mega was, like, kind of too much, in some sense. But it'll be useful against Byron, at least, because... Well, granted, a lot of Steel types have ground coverage. That's also the problem, is, like, it just has a lot of bad weaknesses, like ground and fighting. Which Empoleon does too, but Empoleon's just tankier. It also has a lot of good resistances, Empoleon does, at least. Because that Water Steel typing is underutilized. I think Empoleon is the only mon with that typing still. I guess the thing to keep in mind is I have a number of areas I can go to now that I have Surf. Let me think about that real quick. Like, we'll go to Canalave, obviously, and do that stuff, but I'm just thinking, like, there's this whole route down here, which I could knock out. Obviously, there's the lakes, which we're going to go to for the story anyway. So I'll hold off on getting, like, the items here and stuff like that. There's the whole, like, there's the Ironworks or whatever. Yeah, the Fuego Ironworks. Which when I initially played this game, I don't think I ever doubled back for this. It wasn't until later that I went to the Ironworks and checked it out. I'm sure there's a couple others, and, like, you know, Mount Coronet and stuff like that, but we'll get there. We'll have to go back to Mount Coronet anyway later. I didn't put a repel up. But yeah, I'm assuming this game is going to force us to do Iron Island, which is normally optional. Which shouldn't be too bad, because I usually do Iron Island around this point in the game anyway. Surf should... yeah, does a lot. Relicanth. We are minus defense. He might have a ground move. I think I just go into Wash just in case, yeah. Just Discharge. It's a 2 KO. Yawn? Nah, pass. I'm thinking... I was trying to think of, like, an excuse to switch the Rotom forms, because we've used Heat, Fan, and Wash. I think Wash is still the best for Byron, because, you know, a lot of Steel types are part Rock or part Ground. And water resists Steel as well as, so does Electric, but you know. And so I'm thinking, like, what is my excuse to use Mo and Frost? I think Mo is going to be good against Faulkner, because, you know, Rotom Wash is only neutral to electric attacks, whereas Mo can actually resist. It's actually ×4 resist, isn't it? Yeah. But then for Frost, I'm like, well, we could use it against Candace for 100% accurate Blizzards. That might be the play. Maybe when we go on the Hail route, I'll switch it to Frost for what little time that's actually a decent choice, and use that. And then we'll switch it to Mo for Volkner. And then for the E4, what Rotom form would I want for the Elite Four? Probably Wash, right? Like, maybe I'd want Heat for Aaron. But then it's not so good against Bertha, because I'm sure a number of her mons are going to have Stone Edge and shit. I just go into you. Flint will definitely want... I mean, Heat could actually... Rotom Heat could be good against Flint. Because at least it resists fire. And then what, Lucian? None of them are particularly good against Lucian per se. But if he has like an Alakazam with like Energy Ball and what else would it run? Like Focus Blast and shit. So I get this item over here and fight these sailors. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. And then against like Cynthia, for instance, I don't know, I feel like Rotom Wash is just the best one all around, more often than not. I'm just going to our Fizz Def this. Yeah, we're faster. Brilliant. I'm gonna want to put Scald back on this thing eventually. It's kind of shitty too, because we're gonna need Waterfall, aren't we? Eventually. It's so annoying. See, that's something that I think Gen 5 has over Gen 4 as well, is... Yeah, the HMs are still present, but they're not nearly as necessary. Oh, they force you to go to Pal Park. Hold up. I was just talking about that. Interesting. But yeah, Gen 5, like, they don't really require you to use HMs. Like, Strength is useful for shortcuts and shit. It might be necessary for Victory Road, and Black and White 2 in particular, I think it's required, but... Like, I don't think Rock Smash is ever required. Cut is only required once in Black and White 1. Dude, this route theme is fucking fire, though. Which, this is also used in the, like, the fight area and stuff like that. The post-game areas. I think. It's been a minute. Do I want to double battle these guys? Probably not. I'm gonna get everyone to 45, I want to say. Azu. I was gonna lead Venusaur, but I'm also like, Venusaur's just gonna slap everything up in this route anyway. That, also, I should be going for Sludge Bomb against Azus. I keep... Of course you freeze. I mean, I can just... That's like a third freeze I've experienced this playthrough, I think. Which is crazy, because I hardly ever... Hardly, if ever, get frozen in-game. It's wild. Like, it's bound to happen eventually, but... Gastro, you die. Pipperol, you die. I guess we'll lead Anubis. Definitely weirdly the weakest member of the team just overall. Obviously it hits hard, but I feel like Technician Weavile is going to be just really nasty. We just drain, right? Seeking. Just going to you. Outplayed. Yeah, I was trying to think of what I want to stream after this, because I've still got a number of streams to go, right? It's going to be one stream per badge, and then probably an additional one for, like, Elite Four, or whatever. And then probably maybe, like, one more for post-game, if I decide to do that. I did kind of finalize my membership offerings, as it were. I think that was before, or after my previous stream, where I guess I can just give the breakdown. It's not like many people are going to watch the VOD, but I mean, you never know. $3 for the base thing, just because I feel like $5 is a little bit steep for like an entry level membership. And I tried to kind of like describe a lot of the perks as just being like primarily just contributing towards member goals, because I want to do fun things with when I hit certain member and even subscriber thresholds. Like, I've got some video ideas for when I hit like 1,000 subs, for instance, that could be fun. But for members, it's like, I'd consider like going back and doing Pokemon XD post-game, or XG as it were, since I still have that installed and I still have my save file and stuff. Even though it's been a while, I'd like to do it closer to when I actually stream the full game, but I was mentioning like the Battle Network post-game, I'm gonna kind of put behind a membership goal of some kind, probably like 5 members or something, not super crazy or anything. But also just like, I guess being able to give direct feedback to me as far as like, if I have ideas for a video, I'll like post a member-only post and be like, hey, would you rather see this type of video or this type of video on this topic, or which topic would you rather me do first, or which tier list, or which whatever, and kind of like engage with the community more that way. Why am I going into this on a psychic type? Oh, because you can't touch me, really. I think I want to go back and heal, but yeah, basically there's the $3 just like regular thing, and then I put a $5 tier up for shoutouts at the end of my videos, just because I don't anticipate I'm going to have that many members, like, a year from now, for instance. But I think having that be, like, on the upper tier makes sense, especially because some people might not want their name read out loud, potentially, and I want to be conscious of people like that as well. Because, like, I know for me, I'm not against it, but at the same time, I'm way more of a lurker a lot of the time when it comes to my engagement with different communities and stuff like that. I rarely, I feel like, participate truly. Like, I'll leave comments on YouTube videos and shit, but I'm not, like, you know, active in any forums or Discords or anything like that. But it's just an idea. I mean, like, it's one of those things where I still feel weird about mentioning it even, but at the same time, I do want this to at least bring in some supplemental income eventually. And ideally, I find sponsorships to be kind of like, they're necessary to a point, but it's also kind of eye-roll inducing in certain cases as well. Where it's like, if Raid Shadow Legends wants to pay me however much to sponsor it, or like for like a sponsor bit at some point, then like sure, I'll do it, because that's like cash on the table kind of thing. But it's like, do you really truly believe that I like actually give a shit about that style of game? It's weird. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when if and when I start getting offers for that kind of stuff, like what I decide to do. But it's like, the more fan support, the less you have to do stuff like that, or not have to, but the less you feel pressured, I think, to do stuff like that. As far as like those who are full-time YouTubers and stuff like that, which I know is just fascinating to hear for most people who will be watching this that don't make YouTube content. But I think it's still worth conversing about too. Because I think there's a lot about the YouTube creator side of things that, I mean, I don't even know about because I'm still a really small channel, but that a lot of people don't, I guess, realize. It's kind of like I talked about before, where it's like, if I say something in a video and I end up disagreeing with it later on, and then people are like nitpicking at that one little thing, it's like, why did you say this? Or this is technically incorrect, or like whatever. When that's not like far from the point I was actually trying to make, kind of deal. I mean, engagement is engagement, but it's just funny. Not just on my videos, it's more so like, I'll see it in other instances, but I don't know, it's just kind of funny. In that sense. Special attack drop. But I was thinking, what if I said I will do the post game for Renegade Platinum if I get one member. You know, like just start it off real small, just like maybe like an extra stream or two of Renegade Platinum with the post game. Maybe we dabble with the Battle Frontier or something. I say, okay, one member for that. And maybe also some kind of goal for going back to XG, but I'm a little torn on that just because it's been so long. It's been over a year since I last streamed it. What do I go for here? We're in the rain, so I mean... I only go into this because I want to level everyone up as evenly as possible. Of course you para. Yeah, of course. We'll just plot, I guess. Wow, it actually lived. That's crazy. And we're now Paris songs. Just Drain Punch. Yeah, I was gonna say this should do a shit ton. Enough to keep us alive at least. CC, ooh. See, the thing is, dude, CC is gonna hit so fucking hard. But Drain Punch is so nice for getting health back, because then I can actually like, I can actually leave Lucario in for a few turns. Maybe I run both. What is Blaze Kick for? It's grasses, I guess. That's kind of why Weavile would be nice. It would help against grass types, I guess. Also, I Rotom Heat is probably a good option as well. Yeah, we'll get rid of Blaze Kick. Keep Drain just for... Like, we'll keep CC for stuff I can knock out instantly, but then Drain for when I want to actually live for a few turns. Alright, we'll lead you. Go back to Sandgem again to not waste resources. But as far as the... I guess I can give some tidbits into what I'm working on video-wise. Obviously, I need to get the Volume 2 trophy tips out for Battle Network. I'm not surprised that video's not performing well, but... just because it's, you know, been, what, 6 months since the collection came out, damn near. Almost exactly, actually, right? Wasn't it April 13th or something like that? And so it makes sense, but it's also like, stuff like that. Unless you're really hustling on that kind of stuff, like, how the fuck are you supposed to get the platinum, so to speak? My playtime in each of the volumes of the Legacy Collection is over 100 hours. And granted, some of that was like hub style, some of that was... Although Volume 2 was... I don't think I really did much, if any, stuff that wasn't necessary for the trophy list. But, yeah, it's like, how am I supposed to get that done within a timely manner to where it's still relevant? I don't think you really can. And so it's one of those things where I just wanted to make those videos because, just to have them out there, because there'll be resources for... You're not going to go for Water Move, yeah. That way I can get experience on this. What was I saying? Those videos will, I'm sure, grow over time, if anything, and I just wanted to make them anyway, because... I don't know, I feel like I rarely go for all the achievements in games these days. It kind of depends, though. I've done more in the past year with that on Steam than I have, like, all the previous years I've been on Steam. which has been probably for about a decade at this point, but did I fight this chick down here? I actually don't care. Let's go here, but yeah, no, oh, there's a healing check here. But also because I wanted to make those videos because the thumbnails are going to be kind of cool. I like the idea of doing thumbnails that kind of complete each other and mirror each other in that way. But after that, I'll be back to making, like, the videos that I typically make on the channel. I got a Mario tier list I want to get out for before Wonder comes out, which is going to be tricky because I'm going to be kind of busy the next week and a half. Sort of. I should have enough time to get those videos done. It's just going to be kind of tight if I want to get it done before Wonder comes out. Since it comes out on like a Friday or Thursday or Friday or something like that. And so that'll be like that week's video. I'll try, I'm gonna really try to get that video out like the day before Wonder comes out, if I can. And then I sat down and I recorded the FE4 video that I wanted to make. Level 52. Meh. But yeah, and then from then on, I've got some other ideas. I'm like kind of itching to do some more tier lists, maybe. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe I should just do like my Pokemon tier list redo sooner than later. I almost recorded that today instead of the genealogy video, but genealogy, like, it's already been probably a couple weeks since I finished genealogy, so I'm just like, I should record this while it's still like somewhat relevant to me. While I still like, you know, kind of remember what happened and stuff like that and what I want to say primarily. I'll get rocks up. Just going to this. Well, I go, okay, I guess they just wanted to chip me at the end. Gardevoir. Trace my Serene Grace. We're especially bulky, though. I should be faster, yeah. Oh, but it has T-Bolt. Didn't para me, though. But it did live at +2 Moonblast, which is upsetting. Lopunny. You probably died a Drain Punch, in fact. Although we died a Jump Kick, because Lucario is dog shit. Not really, but goddamn. I think this thing is part fighting. Of course. So we're slower, so we Toxic here. Yeah, that works. And it is part fighting, sick. Nido Queen, we EQ you. Flame does nothing because we are thick as fuck. Gliscor really is a goat. Goated mon. Let's just run back to the Nurse Joy over here. But yeah, I'm kind of at the point, like, with YouTube videos where I just need to, like, play more games, basically, to talk about. I guess I think I kind of talked about this a couple streams ago, but I jumped into Golden Sun a bit, and I dropped that shit fucking hard. Like, I bailed on that really quickly. It's not that it's bad, it's just like, it's one of those where I just wasn't really feeling it, and I'd rather just wait for hopefully a remake or some shit later. Yeah, Golden Sun I bounced pretty hard off of. I feel like there was some other games, I guess like F-Zero GX I'll jump into every now and again to try to get better at it. I feel like I definitely am getting better at F-Zero. Like, very slowly, of course. Let's see. Oh, this is a perfect opportunity to, we're just gonna CC for posterity, even though Drain Punch definitely kills. I just imagine that health bar going twice as slow. God, what other game did I jump into? Maybe I was just thinking about jumping into something. I did start playing Catherine, though. And that's one that I think is going to be worthy of a video once I finish it, of course. I don't think that game is particularly long either, so... I feel like that would be doable after the genealogy video or some shit. But, like, as far as, like, a lot of the core franchises I tend to talk about, it's like, I haven't started FE5 yet, I haven't started... I'm not playing any Mega 10 stuff right now. Although I guess Catherine technically, I think it takes place in the same universe somewhat, but it's not really like, it's not a Mega 10 title really. Put this on EQ. Moonblast should kill, yeah. Eggy! Air slash you. Let me flinch with that King's Rock. Cheese. Ancient Power. This is why we have Ancient Power. Oh, but it's not. That's right. This is actually better. Because it's neutral. Fire Dragon. Yeah. But wait a second. Rock is still super effective against that. What the fuck? But even so, 120 versus 195 times 1.5. It's like, what, 140-ish? So it's still stronger, for sure. I'm loving the speedy Togekiss. Shit kicks ass. I'm not drinking my Gatorade. Off to Canalave City. Aha. Look, it's Caitlyn. Of Gen 5 Elite Four fame, even though she's one of the Frontier Brains in Gen... Or, sorry, did I say Gen 4? One of the Gen 5 Elite Four members. Although technically a Gen 4 Frontier Brain first. Or I guess, is the Butler technically the Frontier Brain? I don't know. She's here. It's a Gen 4 game. She exists. That kind of shit's so cool. But yeah, I got the itch to, like, listen to some of the Gen 5 battle themes earlier. And I did, and I was like, this shit is so goated. It sounds amazing, but it's also like, I think about the potential of some of the instruments if they sounded more natural, even though it is like very electronic and stuff. I've been wanting to make a video kind of about this for a while, but it's just like the way that a MIDI plays long notes, like the way that it plays sustains. If it's intended to be just like a blaring like wah, like just a really stagnant electronic drone, then it works. But the difference between like something that is MIDI and trying to sound orchestrated and something that's actually orchestrated is that like real musicians will push through the long notes. Like you'll feel that forward momentum from beginning to end of the long note. And you don't get that if you listen to like a lyrical piece from like, you know, even the SNES era, which I think the music from those eras holds up fine, but like the more they try to emulate real instruments, I find that there's a kind of an uncanny valley effect. It's like, yeah, it's like the closer you get to realistic, like real instrument sounding, without crossing that actual threshold, the less naturalistic it sounds in certain ways. Primarily because of the sustains just being like, meh. da 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 dee da da dee da, and it just like holds there, you know. It's not like a dee da 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 dee da 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 da, like it's not like pushing through like you would if you were singing or playing well on an actual instrument, you know. And like I was experiencing that with Gen 5 like N's theme, like ba da da, and it just like sits there. Whereas I feel like it'd be cooler if it was like ba da da, and it kind of increased in intensity as the sustain held. But generally, it's fine. It's just like when I'm listening to it on its own, it sticks out to me. Gen 5 trainer battle, having that classic Pokemon battle tones are so good. Yeah, dude. Oh, you're playing Blaze Black Redux? That's sick. Yeah, I mean, like, Gen 5 is still, I think, my favorite gen, for sure. Even though I think Gen 4 is great. The main thing with Gen 4 that I'm noticing is just HMs are too abundant. Dude, I was just at Pal Park, though. What? Did I need to talk to the clerk at the desk? Can I fly there? Oh, I can. Good. Let's see here. Okay. We should be good now. Why did it force me to talk to him when I don't have anything, like any second cart installed? What I think is cool with emulators, I think you can emulate the dual slot thing. Assuming you have a save file. Yeah, Mount Coronet's gonna be bad. It's really like, Rock Climb is the worst one, unless you have something with like Sheer Force. Like unless you're using specifically like a Sheer Force Tauros, where Rock Climb is actually a decent move. Well, Sheer Force is not in Gen 4, but you know what I mean. It's just not worth using. Why don't you take a look at Pal Park? Son? What the fuck are you talking about? Hold up. Why can I not progress here? Can't go to Canalave City. There's a new key item called T. Go to the Pal Park. Oh, we battled to Rack. Like I was saying about Caitlyn and the Frontier Brains and shit. Well, the good thing is it seems like the fog isn't defog isn't HM. It's not required though, at least. I basically used to ignore it and just like try to avoid fighting trainers on that one route to Celestic. And then as far as the Coronet, I feel like it's very avoidable to like have to use it. But also, what was I gonna say? Defog. Oh, I think they just got rid of the fog though. Just like they got rid of the Rock Smash Rocks. And Strength Boulders. They put other blockades up instead. But Rock Climb is kind of unavoidable, I think. Unless we're gonna have to... Unless we can just interact with it and we just can do it naturally, but I don't know if that's gonna be true. Oh, this theme slaps, though. And look, it's Elite Four Caitlyn from Gen 5. I think that's so cool. I never made that connection as a kid. We go into Gliscor. Goes with the CC, lowers his defenses. Oh my god, crit. We get the Toxic Orb off. We should be faster. I'm jolly. So... Well, even so, Gliscor I think has a higher base speed than Gallade. It's like 85 versus 80, I think. Something like that. Yeah, and then Waterfall's the other one for the end of Victory Road. Oh, you have an Empoleon, do you? I can't Toxic you. What's my switching for Empoleon? Probably my Empoleon, right? What does he go for here? Water move? I just go into Spout, actually. Yeah, he goes for Pump. We go for Discharge. 2 KOs, and we Para. Oh, but it's Citrus, so it doesn't actually do a KO. But he's parried and we live this, so... Now at 2 KOs. Now you're dead. Dead. Pain Split. This would be good if it was like a hardcore Nuzlocke and I wasn't using healing items. But it's not, so we're not going to use that. Alakazam. I don't want to sack anything, because I want to avoid using revives if possible. You're going to go for Energy Ball, aren't you? Lucario's not going to be faster, but we can BP. I go into this. On the Focus Blast, same difference, really. I just Moonblast. Because we should live a Psychic. Yeah, we live 2, actually. That's crazy. We lower special attack. I go for another Moonblast. Goes for Metagross. You're gonna go for Steel Move for sure, right? He's got 4 Mons left. I'm kind of tempted to go into this and get Rocks up. Goes for... Okay, that did a lot, but I couldn't tell if that was a crit because I was speeding up. We might die to this. Yeah, we do die to EQ, which is a very bad play on my part. But I'm gonna CC, which doesn't do enough, but we get to use CC. Lucario is really lacking on this team, I feel like. I go on a Gliscor, I just EQ. I gotta keep in mind Steel is nerfed, so I could have gone for Crunch. I don't think that would have done more though, right? Because, what, it's 160 versus... Yeah, because adaptability close combat definitely does more. What was this? Guillotine? Nah. We're gonna be underleveled for most of this anyway. I just knock. Yeah, I was gonna say, Gliscor's bulky enough to live. Staraptor. What could you possibly have for this besides just picking me off with, like, Brave Bird or something? Oh my god. I don't really have a Brave Bird switch-in. Yeah, Metagross is strong as shit, but Lucario's defenses aren't great. I don't think. I want to say he's like... I want to say his HP stat is like very not great, and then his defenses are maybe like 75 or something like that at most. At base. Like, Weavile at least has like... I want to say Weavile has like 85 Spit F, which is not like amazing, but it's good enough. We can Potion Stall this. We can Potion Stall this. If I had kept Rotom healthy, that would have been a switch in, but this works just as well. And the thing with Weavile as well is that, like, Lucario is a mixed attacker, and so he suffers because of that, right? Like, base stat total only tells part of the story, really, when it comes to a Pokemon's power. Let me go into Rotom here. Because I feel like this thing might be choice locked. It's not choice locked, but CC does less. Entei. I try to get off a pump. Oh, he's got E-Speed. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I just Hyper Potion just to see what he goes for. He goes for Stone Edge, which will do a lot, but I'm going to Toxic you. Sacred Fire. Surprisingly, doesn't do a lot, but... I'm going to try to knock you as well. Did we live in... Oh, well, he crit me. Okay. Okay, we are thick fat on this. I feel like I just go into this and try to dodge a Stone Edge or some shit. I guess I Leech Seed, because... Yeah, we do live a Sacred Fire thanks to our thick fat. So I think I'm going to be able to stall this. Yeah, we stalled it fine. Yeah, mixed attackers have to suffer somewhere, either speed or defenses. Yeah, dude, Entei. Entei, historically not a very good mon because of its move pool. It got I think it actually gets Sacred Fire now, but it took way too long to get it. Generationally. And, like, Fire being special for the first 2 gens of its existence didn't help. it being a physical attacker, kind of like for Alligator being a physical attacking water type. Not great. I think about mons like Crawdaunt as well. That's one that always jumps to mind. I'm like, why? Maybe Game Freak had an idea for physical special split at that point. And obviously competitive was in its infancy, especially as far as official formats, because I don't think VGC started until Gen 4, I want to say. But, like, why make Crawdaunt, which is a physical attacking water dark type, when both of its stabs were special in its debut generation? It's so strange. And that's part of what makes going back to the vanilla Gen 3 games, and really just pre-physical special split games, but primarily Gen 3, kind of hard, because a lot of Gen 3 mons suffer from that, I feel like. Just having typings that don't really make sense for their stats. Because, like, if I'm playing vanilla Gen 3 with no phys special split, and then I catch a Crawdaunt, or want to use a Crawdaunt, it's, like, not even worth it, because it can't really do anything useful in that gen. That's part of the reason I kind of want to maybe check out Horus again and see how I feel about it. I'd probably play a ROM hack of some kind, but my biggest issue with Horus is the pacing of it. And see, the thing is, in games often you sacrifice pacing for, like, story, right? But usually a lot of the times I find it's worth it because the stories tend to be good enough, at least, or even more so, but, like, usually at least they're good enough to warrant the slower pacing compared to others. Like, Gen 3 story is not, like, particularly great, and so it's like, if you're slowing it down for more story moments in a story that isn't really that good, it just doesn't feel very good in that regard. Whereas I find that Gen 7's story, while it's still a Pokemon game, I feel like that story and the characters are good enough to warrant the slower pace in some instances. Maybe not entirely, but enough for me at least. There's Air Slash you. Electrode going to you. Light screen. Wrong screen, bud. Oh shit. You got me. I should have Toxic first, but whatever. I'm just gonna spam Earthquake, because maybe it's like maybe he won't go for Magnet Rise. Playing Vanilla XD coming from Gen 4 or 5 with the split. So jarring, yeah, because so many mons aren't useful, yeah. Yeah, I do like at least watching the competitive gens that don't have physical special split. I do think it provides an interesting strategies and stuff like that in competitive. But in the actual games, I find it's mostly to its detriment. Gen 2, like vanilla Gen 2 is so rough. I have a lot of nostalgia for Gen 2, but those vanilla games are really rough. But I actually find that, like, move pools in Gen 2 are so dogshit universally that it's not as apparent. Whereas, like we're saying with Gen 3, move pools are a lot better. And they introduced way more mons in Gen 3 as well, I think. Right, went from 251 to 386. So that's like, what, 135 mons, if my math is correct, versus 100 in Gen 2. Most of which weren't really accessible, so you were mostly using Gen 1 mons in Gen 2 anyway. Mostly. What's he gonna lead, Staraptor? But that's why, like, yeah, if I ever... Like, I love the GameCube Pokemon games as they stand, but playing them with Grand Coliseum and or XG is just so much better because you get that physical special split. From, like, a single-player RPG standpoint. We just discharge. Goes for double edge. It's gonna do a lot, but We should live. Oh my god. This is where I wish that Rotom was a ghost type still. Like it normally is in Gen 4. Buck? What is your defense? 129. Oh my god. Like, yeah, Rotom's HP isn't the greatest ever, but this might be the point where I want to, like, EV train to a certain extent. But I am under-leveled as well, so I feel like if I was on par, if I was 48, it probably would have lived. I doubt he's choice locked. I feel like if I go Lucario, he's just going to CC. I'll just fly. Push double edge again. Should do a lot. We crit him. Goes Azu. I go into you. Because we are thick as fuck. We Sludge Bomb. I should have Giga Drained. I think that... Was that a crit? It must have been. Just going to this and BP, just in case he Aqua Jets. This is very unfortunate. He goes into Arcanine. Oh my god. I go for EQ, it does a shit ton. He's gonna die to recoil. We don't die, thankfully. Torterra. Staraptor carried. Yeah, dude, Staraptor is like so good in the vanilla game, for sure. I mean, Staraptor's a good mon in general. It's hard as fuck. Gets close combat for steel types. It's probably the best bird next to like Corviknight. Because Corviknight is just stupid powerful. Mostly defensively. What is this thing gonna have? Like Iron Head and... this thing sweeps me. Unless he goes for that. I just go for Fly. Citrus, Woodhammer, you're gonna take recoil. I'm gonna Fly because I'll get a little bit of recovery back. Take you out with a high roll, it looks like. Snorlax, are you immunity or are you thick fat? You are thick fat. He's gonna curse up on us. I'm gonna knock you. And we'll just drain. Yeah, it still does a shit ton, wow. Heracross! You're gonna CC, but I can revenge kill you with Togekiss. So just Bullet Punch for damage. Break the Sash. You know? I'm just gonna Moonblast because it should kill. Yeah. So he still won, so like that's the good thing. It's just... It's crazy that Rotom didn't live even one Double Edge. Maybe it's not that crazy, because it's Reckless Staraptor. So isn't that like a 20% boost to recoil moves, I think? Yeah, I would go get the Sneasel now, but I'm like... It's not gonna be good against Byron, though. Went over to Iron Island for a break. Okay. Interview, nah. Iron Island. Maybe I should have bought more Hyper Potions. Well, then again, we're gonna pair up with Riley. Yeah, that low HP stat from Rotom is not... Oh, wait a second. Okay, he wants me to go through here. Are you still gonna give me a Rylu egg? Because I already have a Lucario, and it's kind of underwhelming. Oh, you're gonna battle me, aren't you? Yeah, forgot about that. Absolutely not. Just going to you. Moon blasted up. Dead. Metagross. In theory, Rotom should... It's gonna go for Steel move. Well, actually, this is probably better. Gliscor's probably better in general. Not against Meteor Mash with the attack boost, though. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. Dude, stop setting up. Like, stop setting up. Holy shit. This thing is nasty. Was that Patai Berry? Of course. Of course, you got Blaze Kick, but that Thick Fat is coming in handy. Misses the Meteor Mash, which is really good for me. Salamence, dude, your team is cracked. What the fuck? He's gonna have EQ. Power Herb. Okay, it doesn't have EQ, which is good. I can heal this off. Great, the Quick Claw procs when I don't need it. Ursa. I do have Anubis for this. I don't know if I outspeed, so I'm gonna try... Okay. Okay, it's Flame Orb. It could be Quick Feet or Guts. So I'm unsure which one it is. I feel like... Okay, it's not Quick Feet then. Thankfully. Slacking. Are you still Truant? I'm kind of scared that this thing isn't Truant. Because her Hammer Arm. Let's find out if this thing is Truant or not. Okay, it's still Truant, thankfully. Are you Choice Locked? I guess I don't really care if, I don't really care if Togekiss dies in this context. I just go into this and CC, and it's over. Alright, I usually like to go to the side that he's not on first. Forget where all the items are, maybe. Escape rope, we already got plenty of those. Max repel, great. Very useful. An item here? No. Grovyle. Dead. Hero. Raichu. This. He lowered my defenses for that quick attack. I don't really care if Gliscor takes damage here. It is kind of stupid that it does take damage, though. Considering the poison heal. Wait, isn't this... I think this is the way that Riley is not... No, he's down here. Hold up. So I should have gone left first. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, that's right. Smaller room. Shard. Charmeleon. Just Earth Power you. Ambi. Nasty Plot Ambi. What the fuck? Interesting. The NPC gets me first to work, whereas I can't figure it out, seemingly. Lairon. Thought I'd repel up. Protector. In case I want to use Rhyperior for some reason. Which I probably won't. Riley's gonna heal us up anyway, so I'm not too concerned about this damage. We'll go down the right side first. I never really liked this area because it just feels like generic cave. You know, I feel like Iron Island, they could have done something a little bit more unique with its aesthetic. I don't know. Like, they've got the cans and shit, but like, who cares? Venusaur's, or I guess, we'll lead Empoleon, now that Venusaur's 47. Yeah, you die. If it was Solid Rock Pasho, then like maybe it would live, maybe. Kinda doubt it. There's something over here, though. Yeah, that's money. But yeah, I am already trying to consider what I want to stream after this, even if we do have a number of streams before that happens. And I'm still not sure. Interesting, she's here to heal as well. That's something I like about Gen 5 Vanilla, is the nurses that you can battle and then they'll heal you mid-dungeon. Very useful. I might as well battle everyone in here to try to get the items and experience and shit. We just Surf. See, this is where Surf is actually better than Scald. In doubles, obviously. Dead. Dead. Okay, sick. I feel like 48 is a good threshold. Ball. I feel like we're at the point where a lot of items I pick up are not going to be super exciting. Because I already have a lot of the crazy shit. Like like Life Orb, Choice Band, Choice Scarf. I'm missing Specs, I think, yeah. Yeah, that works. Choke and Graveler. That's not what I meant to do. It still killed though, which is crazy. What the fuck? Like if Barry had level 48s, and Byron's he's gotta have like a 52 or something at minimum. HP up. I gotta look into that EV trainer at the daycare and see how that works. Like if there's a way to like, I know there are berries that lower your EVs, but I'm like, would I have to farm those? Even in the context of this game to like get rid of EVs and stats that I don't really want EVs in, or what? Nothing in here, huh? But what do you, Gustavo, what are you running for your Black and White 2 playthrough though? Like how's your team looking? This thing might be Guts. I think I just discharge again. Primate. Yeah, we just wall this shit. Okay, and then I think, isn't there one more pair? Yeah, over here. Red shard. Took Oshawott. Nice. Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know if you looked at the docs, but they made Samurott water fighting. They made Embor fire ground, which I think is like kind of fitting, and I wish was actually their typings. You got a Spheal from the egg at the ranch and a Bellsprout. Nice. I like Spheal a lot. Spheal's a cool mon. And I actually dig Walrein, particularly his Gen 5 sprite is really sick. Like, I was playing through Volt White 2 Redux, and I was using Embor, and like Embor is a fucking beast because it gets Sheer Force as its hidden ability, or its secondary ability, for the first 2 stages, and so you're using like Flame Charge with that Sheer Force boost, and then you can slap a Life Orb once you get that, and it's really nasty, but then it becomes an Embor with Mold Breaker, which is nice for hitting Levitators with EQ and Flash Fire Mons with Fire Move, but at the same time, it's like, it's just too slow. And I lucked out and actually got an Adamant one, so like it was good nature and everything, but it's just so slow and has so many weaknesses with Fire Ground that it's like, I was finding him to be like kind of not particularly fun to use at a certain point because of that. And so I think the next time I play it, I'm going to go with Oshawott. XD made you love Walrein a lot. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's bulky. I'll just double fly this. Hippo, hippo, hippo. I guess I just try to flinch you, right? Yeah. It's eventually going to be time for me to slap that Choice Scarf on Togekiss. It's still outspeeding stuff that's higher level than it, though, thanks to that timid nature, but I feel like eventually a Choice Scarf is going to be really nice. I just wish it got a switch. Well, okay, it had Baton Pass as a switch move. Trying to make a party that's unfamiliar to you. That's what I typically like to do. In most cases as well. That's part of why I loved Gen 5 when it first came out, too. That's like, oh, boo-hoo, you can't use Pikachu for the millionth time, or like whatever mons people like. And yeah, okay, Gen 5's dex is very hit or miss, I get it. I would actually agree. A lot of the early game mons are really bad. Not just stat-wise, but design-wise, I'm not super fond of them. But like, you hit the mid-game and I'm like, dude, Crocodile, Reuniclus, Chandelure, fucking, I'm sure there's some that I'm forgetting. I even like stuff like Sawsbuck, which is just a deer, but I don't know, it's like cool that it has different forms and shit. Conkeldurr I wasn't crazy about, but like that thing is a beast, stat-wise. I like the bugs, like Scolipede, Leavanny. Those are all good. What do I lead here? I don't know why I'm hesitating. Yeah, my mind keeps jumping to the Gen 5 remakes lately, and just thinking about that, and I'm like, man, I'm not holding my breath for them to nail it, but I'm like, if they nailed it, it could be so fantastic. Sawsbuck looks like a cooler Stantler, I agree. Pidove wasn't here. Oh, yeah, I guess Stoutland is probably the best early game mon, like design-wise, that line. That line is pretty good. Yeah, Stoutland's kind of underrated, like, stat-wise, even, to an extent. It's like Sand Rush, which is kind of cool. It's cool for a mon that isn't a ground, rock, or steel type to get a sand ability. But I don't think... It's weird, because Sand Rush, I don't think makes you immune to sand until a certain gen. I think there's a particular gen where that does go into effect. I don't remember which one it is, though. Obviously, Lucario dies to that. I know I'm not gonna use revives often, but in this instance, I'm going to. Oh my god, you took nothing from that sludge bomb. Holy shit. And like even, I've always found it kind of like Zebstrika. I don't mind design-wise also, but I found it. I always find it underwhelming when I use it. Like Blitzel's cute, and then Zebstrika, eh. And then, like, the elemental monkeys I'm not crazy about, but I do like them in the context that they're given to you. Like, I think it's cool that they give you one that covers your weakness, and they're solid early game mons. Like, you get their evolution stone in Castelia, so you're able to have a fully evolved mon for Berg, so that's cool. Yeah, Zebstrika just, yeah, it is kind of like a worse Luxray. And even Luxray is underwhelming stat-wise in a lot of ways. For Gen 4 standards, it was okay, but it really, like, Pure Electric is just not great. Especially for a mon that's not super fast. I want to say it's like base 70 speed or something. That's like Metagross speed, but it doesn't have Metagross bulk or attack by any means. It has good abilities, though, Intimidate and Guts. Like, those are good abilities. It's just defensively, it's so underwhelming. And it's not, like, fast or strong enough for that to not matter, you know? Electivire I really like. That's probably my favorite physical electric mon. Off the top of my head. At least for Gen 4. But even that mon, even Electivire could have stood to be, like, electric fighting or something like that. Or electric dark. Just, I guess Luxray should have been electric dark. Electivire should have been electric fighting. I want to say that's what they are in this. I'm like 90% sure. It's time for Byron. And like I said last time, we'll do the lead up to Candace. I don't know how much of a lead up to Candace we'll do, but we'll just kind of play it by ear. Because next time very well could start with Candace, and then we could do like most of the galactic stuff in addition to that. You're not going to die to a single CC, you're a Steelix. Yeah. Just for dig. Hopefully I can just predict you. Although I don't have anything to hit this, so I don't really know why I went into this. Goes to the Iron Tail. Yeah. That's why, to bait the Iron Tail. Big brain. I usually just like checking all the paths. That's a dead end. I like fighting all the trainers if I can help it. But yeah, like... See, the Gen 5 remakes just... They have so much potential. But I'm like, the last remake that was definitively better than the original is Heart Gold Soul Silver. I could see an argument for Oris. I'm not, like, against... I'm not, like, vehemently against Oris being considered better than... I think Oris is debatably better than Ruby Sapphire, but better than Emerald, I'm not so sure. That's kind of where I'm at on it. And then BDSP is just like, oh shit, we got Meteor Mash? I feel like Crunch is just good coverage. Give a refresher on the rest of Platinum. Yeah, so we're gonna fight Byron, and then we go to the lakes. Well, we go to the two lakes that are accessible to us, being Verity and Valor. At which point Valor's exploded and there's Magikarp lying around and shit. I don't think we take Meteor Mash, actually. This thing is strong enough as it is. And I like having Drain close combat. Maybe getting rid of CC for Meteor Mash is better, but I like having CC as like the nuke button, even if it hasn't one-shot anything impressive yet. But yeah, we go to the lakes, but obviously the last lake is Lake Acuity or whatever it's called, which is not accessible, and so we have to go all the way to the north, fight Candace, and then we go to the Galactic HQ, we enter through the warehouse, do the whole underground segment that gets us into the HQ, do all that, fight Cyrus, and then I think it's pretty much straight to Mount Coronet from then on. Let me get rocks up. Oh my god, that crit. I was gonna go into this, but I'm actually going to you. Earth Power. And then after Mount Coronet Spear Pillar, it's obviously Distortion World, and you just go fight Volkner, and that's pretty much it in vanilla. Going to you. This is why we're running Will-O-Wisp. Shadow Ball super effective. Skizor, we don't have any fire coverage, do we? CC should do a shit ton, though. This thing is so unimpressive. I know it's neutral and Scizor is bulky as fuck, but... like, it's defensive, but... this is an adaptability Lucario, and he can't even kill a Scizor with CC at, like, 80%. Yeah, I have my hopes pretty low, but I'm just like, it's just gonna be sad. Like that's where I'm at on it. Modern Pokemon is just sad right now, for the most part. And I actually think outsourcing is the way to go. See, the thing, I'll talk about this when I do the Pokemon tier list redo. I don't blame Ilka for BDSP. Maybe we can blame them for the state of the game as far as bugs and shit. But as far as them being faithful remakes of Diamond and Pearl, I don't think it was their call. Like, that seems like something Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, or really the Pokemon Company specifically, would have enforced on them, like, don't make any, as few changes as possible. Basically just make Diamond and Pearl with Gen 8 mechanics. And so it's like, yeah, I don't know. But then the games ended up being buggy, apparently, too. I didn't play enough of it to really see that, but I believe people when they do say that. I just found them to be dreadfully boring because it's Diamond and Pearl, and Diamond and Pearl are not very good. They did a good job with the Underground. I believe that, because Wi-Fi infrastructure is better now and stuff, but I just don't think Diamond and Pearl are very good in the scheme of Pokemon. Like, Platinum just... Platinum is such an improvement that it's like... I personally never, I don't think, really went back to Diamond and Pearl after Platinum came out. I never really saw a need to, whereas when I was a kid, I definitely did go back and play Ruby when Emerald was out. In fact, I don't even have my Emerald cartridge anymore, but I still have my Ruby cartridge. I still have my original copy of Ruby, but not Emerald, which is interesting. I mean, Emerald probably sold for more, and that's probably why I did it when I was, like, in high school or something, but either way. But the thing that I brought up before about the Gen 5 remakes is, like, they don't have a third version to not pull from, you know? And so, oh my god. Pure power is, or huge power is fuck. Yeah, like, the third versions are just such improvements that... Like, Oris at least implemented some stuff from Emerald, even if it wasn't, like, directly. They kind of just reinterpreted a lot of that. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, too. That's why the first part of this series is called Too Good for a Remake, because... like, Platinum just is the definitive Sinnoh experience. It's like, why even bother remaking it? It's not like... Because the reason why Fire Red and Leaf Green and Heart Gold Soul Silver exist is because you couldn't backwards... You couldn't trade Gen 1 and 2 Mons Gen 3. Gen 3 was like a Dexit moment. Which is really funny to think about. In retrospect. Like, Gen 8 was not the first exit. Gen 3 was. And I don't want to lead. I guess I want to get rocks up. And so it makes sense to remake those games to make them accessible, and like Gens 3 to 5 all communicate with each other smoothly. Because, you know, most DSs had a GBA slot, and that made transferring from Gen 3 to 4 easy, and then 4 to 5 are on the same system, so it's just a matter of well, there was a transfer thing, but you didn't need, like, more hardware or anything. But then when you get to Gen 6, it's like, well, okay, are Gen 3 Mons, like, the least accessible at that point? Sure. I guess so. And then, but then you get to, like, Gen 8, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like they had a reason. They had a reason for, what's it called? They had a reason to remake Gens 1 and 2, but they didn't... The reason for Gen 3 was just because the precedent they set, and because they knew it would rake in cash, obviously. And I'm not so cynical that I would say, like, oh, it was just a cash grab, because, like, all video games are made to make money, to some extent, obviously. I always hate that argument of, like, oh, it was a lazy cash grab, and it's like, okay, do you have any, like, meaningful criticism of the game? But probably levitate. I kind of want to leech seed it. I guess burning it is just as good. You get up rocks. I don't have a spinner or anything. Oh, we just Shadow Ball, actually. I forgot that, yeah, nerf steel, so... If this was actual Gen 4, this would be kind of a problem on. Push below again. Taking nothing. Lefties on Rotom would be good. What am I running on it now? Wise Glasses? Yeah, we need lefties. Yeah, what's up, Valley? What was I saying, though? Yeah, I guess the main thing that I keep bringing up is, like, with the Gen 5 games, or the remakes, even if it is, like, more or less a one-to-one remake, I feel like Black and White are just better games than Diamond and Pearl to begin with. And there's no third version to, like, for them to ignore and not add content from. So I'm more hopeful for that, in that case, than what we knew of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl before it came out, let alone after, which, obviously, yeah. Zone. I don't really have a great switch. I mean, he's gonna go for electric move, right? I gotta keep in mind the T-Spikes. I kinda wanna burn this for chip. You're gonna go for electric move, yeah? Because, yeah, he goes for T-Wave. Which I forget what they've updated in Renegade, if you can... Because they nerfed Thunder Wave's accuracy, but I don't know if they implemented, like, electrics not being able to be parried and shit like that. I always forget that. It's weird, because I'm playing a Gen 4 game, but it's, like, not really Gen 4. Because it got, like, Fairy type and shit. Oh, that wasn't even sturdy. That just didn't kill. This thing's tanky as fuck. Yeah, just knock. Break the... Oh, it's... Oh, wait. It's not Gen 5 sturdy anyway. But the sash. Break the sash. Doesn't kill again. Gliscor is a fucking beast. What a pocket monster. Holy shit. You're probably Shuka, but... Well, it's not Shuka. What a joke. Byron's always been kind of a joke. I expected him to put up more of a fight, though. Now the question is, Did Aurora Veil get put in for Candace? I'm gonna check... I want to check the docs. I want to find out where to get specs and lefties. Let me see here. Documents. Item changes. Specs. Celestic Town from NPC at the morning. Why time of day, though? I could change my computer's clock. I don't think I need to reset the game for that. And then leftovers. Victory Road, Veilstone Game Corner prize. Maybe I just buy the coins I need from the Game Corner to get lefties. So that I can put lefties on something. So I feel like that's missing. Wise Glasses is just not really particularly relevant on Rotom. Let's go to Veilstone real quick, and we'll come back. A bit of a detour. I'm glad that Fly is like actually not complete dog shit in this, and that Gliscor can learn it. Because having Fly is just too valuable in this game in particular. Oh yeah, I've got like more than enough cash for this. In fact, let me get 2,000 so I can buy something else too. Let's see, we'll get a lefties and maybe... I don't know if choice items are available in here. What'd you like? Focus Sash. But I mean, Focus Sash, obviously consumable, so only so good, but Life Orb. Medicoat, King's Rock, lefties. Do I want 2 lefties? I feel like Togekiss is eventually going to be like Scarf. I'll probably choice it. Venusaur with Big Root is very good with Giga Drain, Leech Seed. I feel like that's fine. Like, is lefties or Black Sludge better? Maybe. But I feel like Big Root has been giving me those big heals. Lucario is probably going to get booted off. Empoleon. I've got the Quick Claw on it. I kind of like that. Although, I don't know. King's Rock, Metal Coat. What else would I take? I already have a Life Orb, I think. Let me just confirm that I have a Life Orb. I'm like 90% sure I do. Yeah, I do. That's probably what Weavile's gonna use if I had to guess. Life Orb Technician, Ice Shards and shit. Maybe even, I could even Choice Bandit, I guess. Get like a Jolly one, Choice Bandit. Or Adamant and just spam Ice Shard on everything that doesn't resist. But yeah, let's give this wise. Whoops, wrong one. Let's give this lefties. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, lefties could be good on this too. But it's my slowest member, so I feel like Quick Claw is like fine. King's Rock on this for sure, for that nice Parmesan. That cheese. Toxic Orb, obviously, lefties is good. This thing's IVs must be, like, bad or something, if I had to guess. Thick Fat. Yeah, this thing's fine. This thing's moveset and item is fine. And then you. I almost want to, like, choice band Lucario, because its damage output has been so bad. Even despite being adamant adaptability, it's really dumb. Like, at least with a choice band, it'll definitely kill shit. For the time that it's still on a team, at least. And I figure we're gonna have to fight Mars again, so having something for her Perugly will be good. I mean, Weavile undoubtedly is gonna learn a fighting move. At least low kick, if not. Probably something else. Let me look at the docs real quick. Pokemon changes. Weavile. Doesn't get any fighting moves by level up, but I'm sure there's some TM we could teach it. Well, even like move tutor as well. What kind of fighting TMs do I have? Brick Break. Could be good. Weavile does get that. If Weavile gets Drain Punch, I don't know that it does though, but if it did, that would be cool. SD. Is Rock Smash? They made it. Oh shit. Technician Rock Smash. That's a fighting type move. That is actually kind of insane. Base 90 with 50% chance to drop defense. This, oh, they buffed it to 100 instead of 80. Waterfall, yeah, Waterfall's always been kind of good on a physical attacker at least. Same with Surf. Why they buffed? This is a grass move. Yeah. Unironically running Rock Smash on a Weavile. It's gonna be fun. Now, let's actually go progress the story a bit. But yeah, I don't know. Back to like the Gen 5 remake thing, it's another instance where I'm like, I don't really feel like they need to do it. I don't feel like it's actually worth it. I don't think that the product is going to end up being better than the original Gen 5. It's like I've said about BDSP a few times, where it's like they should have either done less and done more of a remastered kind of deal, or they should have, obviously, could have done way more and made it like a true reinvention of Sinnoh with like a more open design and stuff like that. But I never really pictured the remakes for Pokemon to be quite like that. I think an X and Y remake eventually that is maybe more open would be pretty sick. They just need to rewrite that game's like entire everything, but besides that, the main cool thing that I think a Black and White remake could do, potentially, on like the if I'm being optimistic, is they could maybe integrate some of those shades of gray from Black and White 2 as far as like Team Plasma and stuff like that, because if you look at the full picture of those games as a duology, which they are, you kind of realize that Team Plasma, like, there were members that thought they were actually helping and stuff like that. It wasn't just, oh, evil team, like, tricking everyone else, but, you know, still obviously evil. It's not quite that Black and White, but the way it's portrayed in Black and White 1, I could see why people would be led to think that way about it. I think Black and White 2 kind of retroactively adds a nuance to Black and White's story. Then it maybe just wasn't as obvious. Nuance isn't usually obvious. That's the kind of the point, but you know what I mean. XY remake so far down the road. Give us Pokemon Z. See, that's where I'm at too. It's like, what if they just did Black and White 3 and they just did like, what if they just did what I said last time about like, give us HD 2D or pixel remastered Gen 5 games with like, just take the base games but just like give us sprites that aren't as pixelated and stuff like that. I kind of just like dealt with it. Some people are really off-put by the pixelation, but I think that the character that's added by them moving in battle is huge. I think it generally looks really good, actually. Without, like, handcrafting, like, every individual animation kind of deal. They move just about as much as they need to. In fact, I wouldn't even mind jumping into the Gen 5 games on stream sooner than later. The main issue is that there's not really, like... There's not, like, a modern Drayano Black and White 1 hack. But yeah, I love the moving sprites, and so if they did like a pixel remaster or like HD 2D or some kind of like Square Enix remaster, because they like I like the way the Final Fantasy pixel remasters look. It's definitely better than like the fucking mobile versions that used to exist that were like just didn't look great. I feel like the pixel remasters are somewhere in between. But like a Gen 5 remaster, if they just remastered those two games, packaged them together for $60, boom, and then give us Black and White 3 or like a Legends Kyurem or something like that, I'd be fine with that. I'll take another Legends game. I thought Legends Arceus was a good starting point, good foundation. And then for Gen 6, like, they're eventually going to do Gen 6 remakes, right? Which is stupid to think about. It's been 10 years. But Gen 6 still feels like not that long ago, even though it kind of is. And it's like, yeah, why not just do it Pokemon Z? Because X and Y are in a similar position to Diamond and Pearl, where I don't think those games are very good in their vanilla state. So like, but the problem is X and Y don't have a third version to begin with, so. But I can't stand X and Y. I really dislike those games a lot. Kalos is a cool region, though. There's good music, and I don't know. Megas were cool, I guess, but Oris also has Megas. And I think Oris is definitely better than X and Y, even if it still doesn't rank like super high for me. I keep bringing up Oris. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna download Oris again and play it, and then just be like, yeah, I still feel the same way I did almost 10 years ago about that game, but I don't know. It's not like the last time I played it was 2014. I definitely played it more recently than that, but yeah, the rumors of Pokemon Z, because like, yeah, it's weird. That's when Pokemon got weird. Well, yeah, and then they integrated a lot of Zygarde stuff into Gen 7, which was weird. Kind of. It was still like a side quest thing, but they had you collecting Zygarde cells in Gen 7, and that's when its complete form came out. And I'm just kind of wondering why they opted to do that. I'm sure we're going to hear about that someday. I forget, we go here first. Wait a second, we go to Valor first, don't we? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And then we meet up with these guys at Verity. What's faster? This has less tall grass, I think, to avoid. Let me see what Togekiss gets. I want to say Baton Pass was a Togetic move, and so I don't think Move Relearner is going to allow us to get it back, which is kind of sad. I really think the Move Relearner should allow... Dude, imagine trying to craft a competitive team in Gen 4. I would kill myself. Don't demonetize me. Not that I'm monetized, but just... I don't know, whatever. That shit's fucking miserable, dude. That shit is so fucking unbearably tedious, even to this day. I can't even imagine trying to do it in this gen. I'd rather do, like, literally anything else with my time. Yeah, it doesn't get Baton Pass back. Okay, yeah, there's hidden items and shit we can get, I guess. I would like to get the choice specs. But I don't really know what mon I would specs, though. Like, Togekiss, I just want to outspeed shit. Because I'm trying to go for flinches, right? Because I'm like that. But... And this is in-game. I would never run, like, Paraflinch Togekiss in competitive. That shit's annoying and cheap. But in-game, I don't give a shit. Dude, Empoleon looks so cool. Yeah, I mean, now they're not even doing the third version thing, so it's like... Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I get upset whenever I think about it, because I'm just like, the series fell off so hard. Did the whole 9 yards for a few years, breeding Pokemon, egg moves, IVs, EVs. I was proud of the Pokemon, you'd take it to at least 70, if not 50. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never really, by the time I learned about that stuff, I was already like kinda over playing in-game. It's not like I was playing on card at the time. Like, really, when I started to, like, really learn that shit, I was, like, watching, like, competitive videos and going on Pokemon Showdown and stuff like that. Which was pretty late. Like, I don't think I fully understood a lot of the internal mechanics of Pokemon until really late, actually. Like, this would have been towards the start of, like, False Swipe Gaming's channel. Because I've been watching their stuff, I guess. It's a team, but, like... it's like BKC writes the videos, right? And then Kellen does the voiceover, but... False Swipe was really what got me into competitive Pokemon. And I think he started, I want to say, in, like, 2017-ish? That sounds about right. I don't think I started watching him at the very, very beginning, but it was pretty close. Oh, Aftermath. We just surf you. Dead. Yo, can you move to the right? What the fuck? Oh, there's a little Magikarp flopping around. Oh, I guess it gets refilled, and then we can get the items here. I'll use a Hyper on you. Save up. Save it up. I always forget this guy's team. Not that it's going to be the same, but... I'm trying to remember his ace. He's got a Zam, because everything has a fucking Zam. I didn't heal up Lucario, goddammit. This is the Focus Blast. We're gonna go for... Okay, you're faster. This is where having a Dark type would be nice, for sure. Like, if I just clicked Knockoff with Weavile, I think it would one-shot, or knock off into Ice Shard or some shit. I said I was gonna get up rocks, didn't I? Of course, Focus Miss. I would like this to get chipped up to 50, if possible. You're gonna Focus Blast again? Yeah. You miss, but now you're gonna Psychic. Which definitely is gonna kill Lucario, because Lucario is very frail. But I want a Bullet Punch. Will this live? Maybe I can stall it out of Focus Blast if I get lucky. No. Never mind. Whatever. Choice Band Bullet Punch definitely kills. That's why the band is good. I simply just go into this, right? There's no Rotom form that resists Rock, right? I don't think so. Those lefties. It's Octillery. Just discharge. Oh, it's got Seed Bomb. Holy fuck. We lived, though. I was like, you don't get priority. Bronzong. Zone Brawn. Spidef Drop is unfortunate, but we'll Choice Band Crunch to get Chip. God, Lucario is so bad. I just went in this because I wanted EXP. I didn't want any trouble. I'm playing very disrespectfully right now, but my team is kind of cracked, so I don't give a fuck. Oh, Toxicroak is ace, that's right. That's right. We go to Verity. And there's the track we all know and love. But Mars. But Mars. Team's almost at 50, which is crazy. Sorry, we have no choice but to double battle here. Seems like decent leads. Beautifly and Dustox. Cousin is 1 year older than you. And everything is head in Gen 3. Everything. Yeah, it's crazy. Especially because in Gen 3, like, you'd have to look that stuff up, too. Because it doesn't tell you in-game what the natures do. I can respect it, though. Like, I think I knew some stuff, but I didn't know, like, absolutely everything until I really looked into it when I was, like, a little bit older. It's hard to recall specifically what I knew. When I was that young, I definitely didn't know nearly what I knew now about Pokemon. What typing is this thing still? Is it still bug poison? I guess probably, right? His strategy guides. Oh, that's right, yeah. I do remember I had the Diamond and Pearl, I had the Diamond and Pearl one. I, like, completely forgot about that. Strategy guides were cool. I kind of miss those days in some ways. But then again, at the same time, it's like, it's probably just because I was a kid and I had less to worry about and all this kind of stuff. And I was thinking about, like, I had a video in the works that I scrapped that was, like, kind of talking about nostalgia a little bit. About how, like, I don't know if I've talked about this on stream. It's like when I play an old game, I'm not, like, thinking about, oh, this was when this happened, and oh, my childhood was so great, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's not like my childhood was bad. I mean, it wasn't like there were problems for sure, but definitely could have been a lot worse. But it's also like, have I ever watched Pokemon in Japanese before? I've seen the jelly donut scene in Japanese for when they talk about the rice balls. Whereas in the English dub, Brock is like, I love donuts. Jelly-filled are my favorite. It's iconic. Let me just go into this. I'm sure that the Japanese voice acting in the Pokemon anime is good, because, I mean, they just take voice acting way more seriously over there. Not that people don't take it seriously here, but at the same time, when it comes to those, like, 90s, 2000s dubs, it was very much like, let's play this up for kids kind of thing. And, like, the localization was also less faithful and stuff like that, too. Like with the Jelly Donut line, which is hilarious. Or like in NT Warrior when they call them cupcakes, I think. But hey, I mean, the dub is what gave us I'll use my frying pan as a drying pan. I don't know if that's in the original Japanese too, but I'm sure, I doubt that the pun works there as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japanese slaps. I bet it, that actually sounds... I bet it does, actually. Whereas the dub is like... I don't know. That Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub, though. I don't lead Lucario. What does she lead? Scunt? No. Like a Crobat or something, maybe? I'm still gonna lead Venusaur because it's lowest experience right now. I'll switch into something if I need to. Oh, but what I was saying about, like, nostalgia, it's like, when I play an old game, I'm not, like... I'm taking it for what it is now. And so that's why I find it so weird whenever I've been critical of older games, because there are older games that I love, too, but whenever I've been critical of older games on the channel, I'll get, like, some degree of backlash of just, like... Oh, you know, like, at its time, it would have blown your mind, you have no idea what you're talking about. And it's like, well, but I'm playing the game now, though. Like, all that historical context is great and all, but, like, it really it ultimately boils down to, like, how enjoyable is this to someone with fresh eyes in the modern day, you know? And, like, is there an element of nostalgia to, like, my enjoyment of Sonic Adventure 2, for instance? Like, maybe... I feel like I've talked about this before, but it's like, how do you disprove that kind of deal? I feel like I have mentioned this on stream. Oh my god. You don't win this 1v1, though. Because you just Brave Bird yourself to death. But I don't know. It's just a weird thing, because I'm like... What, I want to get a temperature on this. Like, when you guys play a game from your childhood, do you think that there is, like, a strong element of nostalgia there where you're like, ah, this brings back memories of fonder days and stuff like that? Or is it more so just, like, you're willing to take it or leave it depending on how you feel about it now? Because I feel like a lot of people are, like, the former. And not to, like, you know, not like the other girls, so to speak, this talking point, but I just don't feel that way about video games and entertainment in general. It's like, if I played, like, Fire Emblem Awakening, for instance, is usually one I point to. I guess I was a little bit older. I was, like, 17 when that came out, I think. 17... Yeah, I was 17 when it came out. But, like... When I went back to play it again before I did my video on it, I ended up not really liking it that much, despite that nostalgic pull of, like, oh, this was the game that, you know, might as well have gotten me into the franchise. It wasn't my first, but it was the one that got me invested. And it's like, and yeah, it's the one that saved the franchise and stuff like that, and that's all great, but it's like, I like, compared to some other Fire Emblem games that I've played since then, it just doesn't do it for me as much. And, like, the closest I could think of a game, like, having that nostalgic pull from me is, like, these games, like the Gen, you know, really Gens 1 to 5 of Pokemon, the ones that I grew up on. And then, I guess Sonic Adventure 2 is another major one. Twilight Princess maybe a little bit less so, because I was, like, 10 when that game came out, I think. I didn't even beat it when it first came out. Like, it took me a few years to, like, actually sit down and beat it. And, like, I think there definitely is an element of, like, oh, I remember when my friend showed me this game and stuff like that. Like, yeah, sure. But, like, in the context of playing the game, I'm, like, I'm just trying to get as invested as I was when I was younger, and you'd be surprised at how often that actually works. Like with Twilight Princess. I streamed that game, and I still felt, like, very, like, immersed and engaged in it. Despite, like, streaming and trying to, like, talk to chat and be, like, somewhat entertaining and all that. Battle Network, I guess, is another one, potentially, yeah. Nostalgia doesn't really come up with you much because you played them consistently on and off. See, that's the other thing too, is like, I never really, like, yeah, there was a period where I kind of dropped off of Pokemon, maybe like when I first started college, for a couple years, sort of, especially because Oris came out around that time, and I felt pretty burned by it. But like Battle Network and Pokemon, like, those were series that I kind of played on and off basically my entire life. And so it's like, I never really stopped playing them, and if they stopped being enjoyable to me, I would have stopped playing them, just like I'm sure a number of other games that I played growing up. Like, I definitely played some mid when I was growing up, for sure. Feel nostalgic only because the games that you've played you've always stuck to. Yeah. And that's hard to separate too. Like with Sonic Adventure 2 is a key example of like the treasure hunting stages, where like I know generally where to look for the emerald shards, and so that is like an element of my knowledge from when I was a kid, helping me with what could be a tedious part of the game for someone who is playing it for the first time, kind of deal. But beyond that, it's like I just find it fun to play still. I always forget. I think it's Eterna is the way that we get to Snow Point. I'm trying to think of other examples, but it's like, really so much of my gaming when I was a kid was Pokemon and Battle Network that it's like, there's not really that much. I mean, let me look at my like emulator libraries real quick, because I have all of my childhood favorites still installed on here. Alright, A Link Between Worlds, I was in high school, so like that's a little bit later. What else did I play? I didn't play any of these. Oh, like Pokemon Sun and Moon were late enough to where I wouldn't say I would be particularly nostalgic for them. DS-wise, it's really just Pokemon. What else did I play on the DS though? I played Spectrobes, which the first one was definitely some mid, for sure. I enjoyed like the Wii one fine, but what else did I play on DS? It was so dominantly Pokemon, it's like I can't even really... Like New Super Mario Brothers, I guess? And Pokemon Ranger, that's more Pokemon. Pokemon Explorers of Sky, Pokemon Conquest, like it really just was Pokemon for me for like so much. Let's see here, I didn't play Metroid Zero Mission until like very recently. Fusion was in high school. GameCube, now this is like the true nostalgic stuff. I didn't play the Tellius games until last year. Kirby Air Ride, that's one. Some of the classic Mega Man games, really just like, I guess Super Mario World, A Link to the Past. Other stuff I would have played on like Wii Virtual Console. I guess I would say Ocarina of Time, even if I didn't play it like in the 90s. More Pokemon, like Pokemon XG. Mario Galaxy, I guess you could say I'm nostalgic for. But I still think those games hold up. Melee, Twilight Princess, there's really like not that much. Mega Man X I wasn't super crazy about when I was a kid. It wasn't until recently that I really got on board with that. Mario, Super Metroid, A Link to the Past, sure, those are all-time classics. But it's not like I played those in the 90s when they came out, I wasn't alive. Let's see here. This is all recent stuff. Metroid Prime I really didn't properly play until like high school at least. Smash, Mario Kart. Fucking, there's really just not that much, dude. It was so dominantly Pokemon and like, I guess Battle Network and Zelda to an extent, Mario to an extent too. Like, I don't know, the more I think about it, the more like the pool of games that I played when I was a kid was pretty limited. I mean, all I had were Nintendo systems. So it wasn't really until I was like legally an adult that I was, or more or less legally an adult, that I started delving into other series. That's why I'm so late to franchises like Persona and even Final Fantasy and a lot of Fire Emblem stuff even, because I just wasn't super into emulation when I was a kid. Like, I guess like Skyward Sword is another game where I definitely have nostalgia for when that game came out, but I also definitely don't think that game is... I don't think it's bad. I think Skyward Sword kind of got too much hate, but I also don't think it's like amazing or anything. Skyward Sword is a very mixed bag. Has really high highs, but also like pretty low lows as well. Same as you, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses was a weird game. Been feeling nostalgia for. I don't know if I played much Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. Now I am remembering like the Mario RPGs. Like I played Superstar Saga and I played Bowser's Inside Story. That was another DS game that I played. But I wouldn't say that I feel like a super strong attachment to stuff that isn't Pokemon Battle Network or really Zelda. Because even Mario stuff, like I've got the Mario tier list I gotta edit sooner than later. And like Mario is one of those series, like all Nintendo franchises, well, most Nintendo franchises, that has like a really high bar for quality. But like I'm not like like a Mario mega fan though, really. Even though like pretty much all the games are at least like at worst they're like decent, at best they're masterpieces. So it's like Partners in Time was your first Mario RPG. I never played Partners in Time really. I think I borrowed my friend's copy for a bit, but that's a series I kind of want to maybe go back to for YouTube's sake. I think that could be fun. But I'm going to do that after Paper Mario because I'm kind of planning to maybe do like kind of a lot of Mario RPG videos because I want to play the remake of Super when it comes out, and then I want to play Paper Mario like 64. Oh, should I get my Sneasel now? I could just gen in a Sneasel, but I'll catch a Sneasel, and then I'll edit its ability and shit if I need to. Assuming I can get a Sneasel down here. I don't know if it's... It might only be available on the upper route, in which case maybe we'll... Yeah, it might only be on 217, if I had to guess. You're not going to battle me, are you? Yeah, I just didn't really branch out much when I was a kid as far as games. It was so easy to just like stick with Pokemon primarily, and then Battle Network here and there. I definitely did fall off of Battle Network. I played Star Force, of course. At least the first two. Brain Age. That's another one. Magmortar. I'm gonna Earth Power you. You have Psychic. That's right. That is correct. Oh my god, that was a crit, right? I think. 50. He's got a Venusaur. I feel like if I hard switch, it's gonna kill me with Sludge Bomb. So I just go to you. Yeah. And you're probably Thick Fat, but I can at least get some speed drops. Sleep Powder Miss. We're gonna go into you. Goes for Petal Dance. Bad move on your part. I heal up. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying, I feel like by the time I'll do Mario RPG, I'll play Paper Mario leading up to Thousand Year Door Remaster, and then I'll probably play the remastered version of Thousand Year Door. I feel like I might as well, right? I could play the original and put out a video, like, about the original when the remaster's about to come out. That's usually a good strat in general. Going to you. But, like, I'm kind of torn on that, but, like, there's plenty of time between then and now. We don't need a date on it. And then I would like to... My original plan for Paper Mario was to only play up to Super Paper Mario, which isn't really much of an RPG from what I understand, but people still love it. But then it's like, do I want to play Sticker Star and Color Splash? And I haven't played a Paper Mario game at all either, I don't think. It's like, do I really want to play like Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King? Not really. But like, maybe it'd be worth checking those out, but I don't know. I'd rather at that point, I think, move on to the Mario and Luigi RPGs and revisit those. Icy Rock. This is Rock Climb. No, it's not. I thought maybe they give you Rock Climb in a less obtuse way. I thought it was out here. It's a hidden move. I wonder where you can find an HM. I don't think it's likely to just be lying on the ground. Haha, tee-hee. Yeah, Paper Mario is a blind spot of mine. Golden Sun was as well, but I felt pretty hard off of that. Story and characters weren't doing it for me. Like, Golden Sun was one of those games where I only played a few hours, and it's just like the characters were saying a lot, but they weren't really. Like, it was just a lot of dialogue that was not substantive in any meaningful way, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And this is coming from someone who loves the modern Persona games, and those games are very dialogue heavy, but the dialogue is actually like not dog shit. Here we are. I say we just catch the first Sneasel we got. Do I have status? I've got a Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, burn this thing. I would appreciate it if you would stay on the ball. Stay in the ball. There we go. We'll name it later. I know this is kind of anticlimactic, but we're gonna go here. We're gonna check this thing, but I'm going to... How do I get it knockoff? Is it on a move tutor move? I don't remember. That might... don't tell me it's an egg move, though. Inner Focus. We're gonna give this Technician because it does get it. And I'm gonna make it... Do I go Adamant or Jolly on this? Probably Adamant. Weavel's pretty fucking fast. To begin with. Lucario... Like, Lucario could be good against Candace, actually, because, you know, fighting is strong against Ice, but... I don't know. This thing has been so underwhelming. Sadly. Like, it was solid for a little while, but it took so long to evolve, and it's just not really cutting it. I hate how high level this thing is, though. Because... I have a rare candy, too, don't I? Wait, what? It's nighttime, isn't it? Right? Did they change how it... What? Wait. Hold up. Sneasel. Evolve. Let's go to Cerebi. I thought it was... Razor Claw, level up at night. Yeah, what the fuck? Level up during the night while holding a Razor Claw. I'm confused. I don't know, I can just, like... Can we just pretend that that worked? Why did it not... What time is it? It's probably... If I had to guess, it's going to change in about 20 minutes. To nighttime, so... I'm gonna Pokegen or PK Hex change this thing's ability in nature, so I don't have to like farm for one that's decent. So just mind the silence for a second as I do this. It should not take too long. PK Hex, PK Hex. Please behave, yep, okay. Open this save file, go to my party. View, we'll get rid of the laser claw. Razor claw, we'll just say none. I will make this a Weavile. Nickname will change later. Ability, Technician. And then let's set this. Where do I change its ability? Or not ability, nature. I think we go. What is this thing's base stats? Yeah, 120. Oh yeah, 125, 120 attack. I feel, dude, base 125 is so fast in Gen 4. It's gonna outspeed like pretty much everything, even with an adamant nature. So I think we just go adamant technician. Seems good to me. Set. Export, boom. I'm glad I just decided to do this and not like sweat grinding for the exact nature and ability that I want. I think it is kind of lame in these ROM hacks, the fact that you can still get like pressure on Weavile. Like, who the fuck is going to voluntarily use pressure Weavile? Obviously, in a Nuzlocke, you don't have much of a choice, but what do I change this to? I usually name my Weaviles after, like, Assassin's Creed characters, just because, like, I don't know, they've got claws. Hidden Blade is kind of like a claw, sort of, I guess. I don't know. So I usually name it, like, Ezio or Eevee or something like that. Like Eevee Fry from Syndicate. I feel like there's definitely better that I could do. I'm trying to think of, like... If Sea of Stars had better characters, I would name it after the ninja from that game, but... Fire Emblem Assassins. Volk. Who else is an assassin? I like... Ooh, Aira's good. She's a Myrmidon, Swordmaster from Genealogy, but... I think that fits. The thieves in Genealogy suck ass. Unfortunately. I'm gonna give you... I think I'm gonna go Life Orb. And we're gonna hit up the move tutors real quick. So let's go... Yeah, let's go Pastoria. Pastoria, let's see what we can relearn. There it is, Ice Shard, baby. Get rid of Snatch, this shit sucks ass. Embargo Revenge. This fort is a low priority, isn't it? Dude, I love Weavile. It's my favorite mon. Probably ever. Assurance. Assurance or Feint Attack? I mean, Assurance has a secondary effect. Feint Attack can't miss, so that's cool. Like, Weavile's fast, but like, let's say it gets hit by... I mean, if it gets hit by a Mach Punch or a Bullet Punch, it's probably gonna die, to be fair. But if it gets hit by like an Aqua Jet or something... I don't know what would be running Aqua Jet, or like another Ice Shard, then Assurance is gonna do double, so... Or wait a second. No, wait, if the foe, so that's doubles, never mind. I was overthinking it again. Taunt could be interesting. I do have a TM for it, though. Metal Claw, base 75 with Technician, with the chance to raise attack. I mean, there's no Meteor Mash, but I mean... Does it have to be? Metal Claw's... Better than whatever the fuck this other moveset is. I can only hope that knockoff is a... Oh, Icicle Crash? Yeah, absolutely. Obviously not Technician boosted, but that's just, like, pure damage. Crash, Crunch, like priority at the bottom. But I want to get a base 60 move on it over... I mean, I'll take knockoff even though it's 65. Yeah, like Weavile, Chandelure. Who else are among my favorites? Scizor. A lot of my favorite ones. Like when I inevitably stream Aurora Crystal when that drops, I'm definitely using like a Scizor on my team and some other iconic Gen 2 mons, I'm sure too. I guess we'll just check one by one. Mudslap, great. Ice Wind, Ice Punch, knockoff. Oh shit, dude. Holy shite. Especially because a lot of the boss rosters have mons with held items, and so knockoff is really nasty. If knockoff was base 60, it would be extremely broken on Technician mons, so I get why it's not. But this thing that's still really strong. Oh, you have Metal Claw and Ice Shard to abuse Technician. If we get an attack boost from this, it's like really nasty. I am wondering if Jolly would be better on this, though. Oh, this is Jolly, though. Gliscor has EVs, so I have to keep that in mind. Alright, now we can continue our journey. To the north. Yeah, if Weavile actually got Technician, it would be super busted. Like, Weavile's really good because of its move pool. Ice Shard, knockoff, even Crash. Like, Triple Axle is really good, even without Technician. And plus, like, in modern gens with heavy-duty boots, it can come in on Stealth Rock safely. Stuff like that. I mean, it's still good with Choice Band and stuff like that, too. But just like hard-hitting fast knockoffs or like fast knockoffs that hit really hard, and hard-hitting Ice Shards are like really good despite not having a decent ability. It's like Pressure and Pickpocket. Pickpocket is very niche. And then Pressure is not a defensive mon, so like, yeah. Maybe Careful, Nature Sneasel. It's probably most super effective moves. Yeah, because isn't Careful... Careful is... I always get Careful and Calm confused. Careful is plus attack. No. Careful is plus Spit F, right? Minus special attack? I think that's right. Because Naughty is plus attack minus Spit F. Calm is plus Spit F minus attack. Yeah, I think Careful is plus Spit F minus special attack. So, yeah, because Sneasel and Weavile actually have decent Spit F. Surprisingly. Like, it's not bad. 89? Like, I mean, obviously not great, but for an offensive mon with no EVs, it's pretty good. Nice, I got it right. Sick. Yeah, there's some of those, like, obviously Adamant, Jolly, Modest, and Timid are, like, easy to remember, but some of those other ones kind of blend together for me. It's outperforming your Sceptile. I don't doubt it. Even though Sceptile was buffed to be like Grass Dragon and shit. Now, if only Weavile got... Oh, you're getting knocked off. If only Weavile got, This Metal Claw is gonna go crazy against Candace, I think. Of course, the Life Orb is a slippery slope. Maybe I want to run Expert Belt on it for now. I mean, Expert Belt is pretty good if I'm hitting super effectively. Obviously, because it's 1.2 times. Versus Life Orb, which is 1.3, but it's 1.3 on everything. But I feel like more often than not, if I'm not hitting super effectively, I'm going to switch out. Crobat. Crobit, we just crash you. Oh, you're faster. And you killed me, you bitch. Maybe I do want Jolly on Weavile, actually. And maybe I want, like, defensive on... This thing's been living physical hits, though, despite not being, like, bold. Or not bold, fucking impish. Why is Gliscor my fastest mon? I mean, it's plus speed, but, like, why? I kind of feel like going plus Spadef minus special attack on Gliscor. I'm gonna make an adjustment. Obviously Weavile's gonna get faster when it gets more EVs, but I'm gonna make it Jolly, actually. Because Technician's gonna make it hit even harder than it normally does with base 125. What am I doing? Wrong folder. So apologies for another commercial break. Renegade Party. We're gonna go Jolly on this. Jolly, and then Gliscor. I think we're gonna go careful on this, like we were just talking about, plus Spadef minus special attack. Because, like, its Fizz Def is... Gliscor, isn't it base, like, 115? 125 defense. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'll make it careful. Yeah, just keep it away from ice, exactly. Even then, sometimes it can live ice moves depending on how it's invested. It's like... a beastly mon. Oh, whoops. I just replaced my... I replaced my Weavile with a copy of my Gliscor by accident. Careful. Set. We're gonna go Jolly so we don't get outsped by fucking Crobats. Which, granted, Crobat is base 130, I think, speed. Whereas Weavile is that 125, so it does make sense, but... It caught me off guard regardless. Okay. Export. Boom. Da-da-da-da. Liddy. Okay, let's see here. Yes, you're Jolly, and you are careful. Yeah, because like, do I really need more speed on this thing? Not really. It's still like one of my fastest mons regardless, which is kind of crazy. And 129 attack is still my strongest. It's my strongest physical attacker, obviously, because I only have 2, but... That is interesting. I ended up with a really special attacker-heavy team. When I started the playthrough, it was pretty physically oriented. Reader wondering, Oris. That mod is so dependable in battle facility. Gliscor is just one of the greatest Pokemon, I want to say, ever. TBH. Battle Claw's good. Yeah, this thing's gonna kill everything it's super effective against anyway, so it's like... I bet Ice Shard kills. Yeah. I guess technically this is a mon that I should, like, go to the daycare and EV train it, but I don't really care. I think we're gonna do just fine. I haven't lost a battle in a while, so I'm feeling pretty confident right now. I'm not gonna use the rare candy because I want this thing to get some EVs. Even if they're, like, defensive or something. It's something, you know? Swinub. Swinub. Piloswine. Dead. battle. Dowsing. Old way to get Glaceon. Darkrai. I thought the Darkrai house, or maybe that's Cresselia, I don't fucking remember. I thought that was in Canalave though. Everyone is smooth until the Pokemon RNG gods descend. That's true. So you get hacked into oblivion. Dugong. Oh my god, this thing is fat as fuck. What? And that was a crit. I doubt it mattered because it was pretty low on health. What's going on to this? Thick Fat? Giga Drain? Dead. They must have buffed its Fizz Def or something. Blizzardio we missed, which is great. Earth Power, interesting. Am I faster? No. It's fine. There's healing nearby anyway. Yeah. I'm just wondering if, like, what does Metal Claw hit that fighting doesn't? I guess fairies? That's a good point. Since fairies are in the game, it's like fighting would be better otherwise, though, because steel would only hits like ice and rock, but fighting also hits that. No, I don't think there's normally a Nurse Joy there. I think pretty much all of those were added. But like Rock Smash, assuming it's not, I'm assuming we're not fighting a fairy type, which I'd probably want to switch out anyway. Like, I've got a poison and a steel type on the team, and I've got like other bulky mons. Like, why would I stay in on a fairy with Weavile? So then it's like, why would I run? Like, this is 75, this is 90 with Technician. And also has a chance to defense drop over attack boost, which, yeah, attack boost is better for sweeping, unless I'm forced to switch out. But defense drop, like, if I get a defense drop with this, then I can kill and pick it off with, like, Ice Shard or whatever. It's more or less the same difference, except if I get a Metal Claw boost on Pokemon 1, I don't know. This does more damage outright, though, like, pretty significantly so. And the most important thing is that it hits Ice types as well. There's no Fairy Specialist in Gen 4 because it didn't exist. So, we're gonna run into Fairy Mons, but I'm just not really concerned about it, particularly. Machamp, definitely switching out into you. Cross Chop, we just Air Slash you. Yeah. Lucario. You're gonna have Steel move. Let's go to this. Oh my god, it did so much. I'm still faster though. Whatever. This thing's faster. You might have BP, but yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, no. Still gonna go out on my way to try to avoid using revives, but if I do have one, I could also just rare candy this to life. It's fine. Protein. Let's just give these to Weavile. Now that you're playing XG, I'm surprised how many mons know fairy moves. Yeah. Yeah, no facts. Like, Snaddle kind of, like, fucked me up when I fought him because of his, like, Hail team with, like, Alolan Ninetales and stuff like that. Obviously, like, Clefable and stuff like that, too. Being fairy type. It's a bit, I mean, it's a big buff, for sure. Fairy typing is really strong. Some people think too strong. I don't know that it's, like, overpowered, per se, but at the same time, it's, like, maybe Game Freak should consider introducing another type that resists fairy or something. Altaria, you are Dragon Fairy in this. Oh my god. Wait a second. Did they change Hail to function like Snow in Gen 9? That doesn't make any sense, because this is from, like, 2018. But then why did they change it so that way? Why wasn't Empoleon taking hail damage? Hold up. Might have to look this up. Yeah, so in Gen 9 they changed hail to snow. It's still like snow warning, still sets up whatever, but there's no chip damage. And ice types get a 1.5 defense boost. So they basically like changed hail to be like less terrible. But you know, Slush Rush and Snow Cloak and stuff like that still function the same. It's just that you don't take chip damage and that ice types get that defense buff, which is really kind of sweet, actually. Do I have a repel up? No, I don't. Ultra Ball. I do want to say if they changed. Oh, we're gonna go to the ruins with Regigigas, aren't we? Why do I feel like I've seen this before? I don't think I played through this far of Renegade Platinum. Maybe I played some of it when it first came out. I don't. Maybe I just watched a playthrough or something. Like, I seem to remember this vaguely, but not... I don't know. Yeah, like... Well, that's also true. Like, on this route, it seems like it's not hailing, per se. But, yeah, the defense boost, like, it kind of mimics the Rock-type Spadef boost that... or the Spadef boost that Rock types get in Sandstorm. From, I want to say, Gen 4 that started? It was Gen 4 or 5. Where Sandstorm, I think, debuted in 3. Right? Yeah. I think so. What was I going to do? I'm going to check the docs. Type changes. I bet it's under move changes, maybe? Yeah. When did that start? It's not in Gen 3. For sure, because T-Tar is like a beast in Gen 3 competitive. I want to say it was Gen... What? I just typed in Sandstorm, and of course it comes up with a fucking Darude. Sandstorm Pokemon. Weather condition. When did this start? In battle. From Gen 4 onwards, yeah, okay, I thought so. Yeah, from Gen 4 and on, there's that 1.5 boost. I mean, it's because the games don't tell you. They don't tell you shit about that kind of stuff. Maybe it's like some NPC tells you somewhere, but hey, now you know. I'm sure that was probably implemented in XG, assuming that they were able to do that. What I was saying earlier about, like... Trendy saying? No, I'm good. What I was saying earlier about, like, Stoutland being one of the few Rock Stealer ground types to get Sand Rush. I forget if it makes it immune. Oh, shit. Not that I need any of these, but that's cool. Let me actually look that up. Because, like, there are no sand stream mons that aren't immune. Like, it's Tyranitar, Gigalith, Hippowdon are the sand setters. Okay, I guess Houndstone and Dracozolt and Dracovish also have Sand Rush now, but at the time, Stoutland was the only one. Effect in battle. Oh, maybe it always didn't. Maybe it always didn't deal damage. But I want to say if you do like a randomizer and you get a mon with Sand Stream that is not inherently immune to sand, it's still not immune to sand, which is really stupid. But it also makes sense because they haven't. Game Freak hasn't made a Sand Stream mon that isn't rock or ground type. So it's like, why bother implementing that, I guess. Because now sand is the only weather that chips, actually. But that was one, but yeah, the snow change, I want to say was started in Legends Arceus, I think. And now it's in, like, Arceus is technically mainline, but you know what I mean. Like, true mainline kind of deal. With Scarlet and Violet. Another change that Arceus made that I would have kind of liked to see is they changed Freeze to Frostbite. And it's basically like a special burn. Where it halves, I think it does some chip and then it halves special attack from those afflicted with it. That Weavile died there. Because Togekiss was too slow. Maybe Choice Scarf is the play now. Maybe we've hit that point. Oh, speak of the devil. Speak of that demon right there. The goat of Gen 2 and like one of the worst Pokemon to come from Gen 2 on the same field. Oh, you're a bastard for that. I think Scarf Kiss is the answer here. Can you land your Will-O-Wisps? I'm gonna do this in case T-Tar protects again. And I'm gonna go into this. Yeah, I get fucked. Yeah, burn you, we heal up you. What else is a fun fact about Pokemon mechanics? From Gen 7, I want to say onward, Dark types are not affected by Prankster status moves. Which Prankster, if you are not aware, is an ability that makes status moves go first, no matter how fast the Pokemon are. It always gives status moves priority. But if you try to use like Taunt or Will-O-Wisp or whatever with a Prankstermon on a Dark type from Gen 7 onwards, it's not going to work. It doesn't do anything. That's one of those that I like there being counterplay to Prankster, but at the same time, I always fucking forget about it when it's important. Or sometimes I accidentally outplay that mechanic, where like I'll go into my Dark type because most Prankster Pokemon are Dark types, so it makes sense to resist that. And then they use a Prankster move, and I look like a god, even though that wasn't my actual intent. So that's kind of funny. There's just a F boost coming into play, too. I would really love to have Scald and Empoleon, but I also feel like I'm too lazy to go to the move deleter. Yeah, Prankster is big, particularly in doubles. It's also used in singles, but in doubles it's good for, like, setting up Tailwind with, like, Whimsicott and stuff like that. Like, even in singles, like, Sableye can do a lot with that. Especially, well, okay, Mega Sableye is not Prankster, but I want to say Mega Bayonet. Isn't Mega Bayonet Prankster, I think? I don't think base version is. Murkrow's another Prankstermon, I think. What did there was something I was thinking of just now that I wanted to do. I don't know. Yeah, Prankster, one of the many cool abilities that Gen 5 introduced. Gen 5 has so many cool abilities. Sheer Force. And then like, a lot of abilities that may have existed but are more widely distributed, like Magic Guard and Magic Bounce and stuff like that. And like, you know, Gliscor getting Poison Heal, which it normally doesn't have. Oh, that's right, I was gonna switch out items, I think. Like, yeah, I lose that on the King's Rock. What, Air Slash is like a 20% chance to flinch, right? But then it's actually 40 with Serene Grace, but then with the King's Rock, that's another, like, 10? Or something? I feel like outspeeding is just so much better, though. I wish it had access. I wish I had Baton Pass on it so I could switch. Well, I guess like hard switching isn't really that different in that case. So never mind. What would I put for a fourth move on Togekiss, though, over Plot? And also, if I get rid of Nasty Plot, it's gone for good. Unless I'd like PK Hex it back. It probably gets Shadow Ball. I'm gonna be clicking Air Slash so often with it, though. You don't get Focus Blast, do you? No. Weavile doesn't get this, does it? No. Was worth a shot. Need to catch up on Pokemon knowledge. Yeah, they kind of changed a lot. I mean, like, terrains being introduced in Gen 7 was also a big thing. I almost always forget what terrains do, and I end up making misplays whenever it's relevant a lot of the time. Because terrains, like, impact grounded Pokemon, so if there's a flying type or a levitator, it doesn't impact them. But, like, electric terrain Pokemon can't be put to sleep, and it boosts electric moves. Psychic terrain, no priority. Although you can priority a Mon that is not on the ground, which is kind of cool. I think that's how it works. It's like the opposing Mon is not affected. Hey, back. How degenerate do I want to get with this? T-Wave. I'm drinking my Gatorade. Maybe I want to just choice ban Weavile. I don't know. Maybe not, though. Because I feel like hard-hitting attack into Ice Shard is just going to be so good for that. You don't get Dark Pulse, nah. Hyper Voice, if it was still a normal type, obviously that'd be good. A Grass Knot? Strange is something you haven't touched. I was about to ask about those field moves. Yeah, terrains are like another they're kind of like a secondary like weather, like battle, like field effect, as it were. They're cool though. There's just not enough terrain setters for it to be like a significant thing, really. Like the best terrain setters are the Tapus, which are like the legendary quartet from Gen 7, but they're not currently. I got an itch on my back. They're not currently in the game for like Gen 9, so you're stuck with like Pink Urchin, which is fucking ass for setting up electric terrain. I feel like I'm never setting up with this. I do think Choice Scarf is the play now that it's starting to get outsped. I think Grass Knot is decent. Hurricane I would do if there was a confusion chance, but there's not in this game. Flash Cannon, do you get it? No. Do you get Surf? If this thing got Surf, I would probably put it on there. Oh well. Defog, Waterfall. Having to deal with Waterfall is going to be annoying. Grass Knot. I guess Dazzling Gleam I could do for the rare doubles encounters that we have here. What else? Maybe like Shadow Ball, if it gets it. Psychic is kind of redundant with, what do you think? This allows me to hit like Bulky Waters and like Rock and Ground types. I think Grass Knot is probably best. Like maybe getting rid of Ancient Power is good now that I'm not going to be switching up moves. Because Ancient Power is really weak, but also having, I mean, it's still only like, isn't it only a 10% boost, so it's 20 with Serene Grace? It's like not even that great. I feel like something like a Shadow Ball is probably better if I'm choicing. Yeah, because like a Bronzong at the moment walls this thing to oblivion. Not that I really want to stay in on a Bronzong, but if I'm forced to, I'd like to have an answer to it. Taunt on Gliscor, I'd rather have Toxic. Oh yeah, let's sell some of my shitty items that are cluttering up my inventory. And I gotta remember, we're not gonna fight Candace this episode because... What is this, a fucking TV show? Well, I guess... What do I call it? Part 1, whatever. Thought Togekiss learned another flinching move. Dark Pulse it doesn't learn, but that would be another flinching move. Egg move. Can't think of one off the top of my head, but maybe you're right. Pure Incense, nah, this is dog shit. Shiny Stone, I'm not going to use another Shiny Stone mon. This is shit. Wise Glasses at this point is really bad. There's no reason to run that right now. Dawnstone, would I ever throw a Gallade on the team? That's one that I would consider, I guess. But, like, not in my current team setup, I don't think. There's not room. Mortar, nah. We got a Rotom. I'm not gonna use PZ. The power items, I'm not gonna EV train, man. Like, not like that. And I'd rather just PK Hex it if I'm gonna do that. I'm not going to for the main game, but if we're gonna do like Battle Frontier or something, then yeah. Obviously, you want invested Pokemon that are invested in stuff that is actually useful. Just want to get rid of this clutter. The weather items are fine, I think. Yeah, that's much better. Let's just buy like a shit ton of hypers. I've got lava cookies already. Let's get more of these. We're fine on those. I'm not going to be catching any more mons really for this playthrough, so I could sell. I also don't really like using anything but Pokeballs. I don't know if it's weird or not. Like, the design is too iconic, and it's like, Pokemon aren't really that hard to catch that you need to use anything else. In my experience. Alright, so now I need to actually, like, swap around held items, though. I think Expert Belt is good. Life Orb. Life Orb is an option as well, if it ends up feeling underpowered. Let's throw the Choice Scarf on you. Got Toxic Orb, that's a must. Lefties is good. I would also consider Rocky Helmet if that was in this game, but it's not. Do I switch Rotom forms? I was gonna say I wanted to switch to Rotom Frost, that's right. Let's do that real quick. Maybe it'll actually do something against Candace. I doubt it, but it's worth a shot. Word of Frost. No legendaries. I don't typically... Or I guess when it comes to catching legendaries, I don't know. It depends. I don't typically like using legendaries in my playthroughs, honestly. Unless it's like, you know, like a legendary bird, maybe if it fits on the team, or something tame. But I'm not using, like, the Ubers, as it were, like the box legendaries. I usually just don't slap them on the team. I mean, Giratina could be fun, I guess. I don't know who I'd replace, though, like, that's the problem. I was thinking still same name Spout, whatever. It's only going to be a Rotom Frost for like 2 seconds. I don't really mind the nickname much. That is one thing that the new Pokemon games do well, is you can just nickname them anytime. That I do like. Oh, I didn't put a repel up, whoops. Yeah, I don't know, I've never really had much trouble catching legendaries with regular Pokeballs. Of course, it's grindy, but, like, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Spiritomb gang? Weavile moment. Yeah. That's true. Let's see here. This one always confuses me. That does nothing. I think I fucked it up. Where do I want to be? Oh, I see. Wait a second. It fucks me up because you don't really have to... That's stupid. You don't even have to use half of these things. What the hell? Let's grab this. Another Ice Stone. Holy shit. Understandable because we're, you know, at the temple, but... Just want to land... I want to go left from there, I see. Oh, wait a second, no. It's this way. There we go. The Pokemon here is awakening from its long slumber. Zoo, indeed. Oh, there's a rock climb. Sick. Oh, wait a second. This is where I can use one of my many escape ropes. Escape ropes. Alright, so we're not fighting Candace because I fought Byron this time. But I wanted to get this far so that way... I can do, like, a lot of galactic stuff next time, too. Candice. It is funny that they spell their name like that, too. But, let's see, this thing has Blizzard now. We'll use Frost just for this battle. Just, you know, for this gym. But... yeah, I'm gonna save this for next time. We'll fight Candace, get the 7th badge, and then we'll do at least a good amount of galactic stuff, like at least the headquarters. And then depending on how long that takes, I might consider doing like Mount Coronet and Spear Pillar prior to Volkner.